Upon the arrival of John Harrington's Peak to Uganda in 1864, Uganda was formally operating under a by then described as a federal monarchy. Different regions were under the leadership of kings and queens. It was difficult to tell what and where the boundaries of this African power due to various regions and tribes in the country. Every region has its own language and culture. John Speke and H.M. Stanley found a hard moment to describe this great nation, not until the arrival of the church missionaries in 1877 and 1879, who went deep to know and describe this nation, its people and culture. It was a result of these missionaries that various regions and areas were annexed to form one united Uganda in 1894 during the reign of King Mwanga and Kabalega of Bunyoro, whom which the British based on to form Uganda, hence making it a British protectorate. Later on, these two kings, King Mwanga and Kabalega, were exiled into the Seychelles Island on the Indian Ocean for defying the British rule and orders. The British chose to deal with Uganda alone by providing all the necessary protection. They used Uganda to persuade other regions to join the protectorate. In 1900, an agreement was signed between the British and the by then a young Kabaka who was only 1 year. This agreement stayed firm till 9th October 1962 when Uganda gained her independence from the British. The Union Jack was lowered and the Uganda flag was raised. Uganda's Mutesa II was elected the first president of Uganda, working closely with his prime minister, Dr. Apple Milton Obote, until 25th May 1966, when all this came to an end, leading to mass killings of over 1 million Ugandans. Obote abrogated the independence constitution where he established many things, including all traditional leadership such as kings and chiefdoms, and later promoted himself executive political president of Uganda, a post he held until 26 January 1971, when Field Marshal Idi Amin Dada took over power from him. Until now, the world still remembers the 7 years of dictator Idi Amin Dada. Many Ugandans fled the country, including now current President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the struggle to save Uganda started. Yoweri Museveni and colleagues led the struggle from Tanzania, and in 1979, Amin was defeated. Several presidents came along leading short term, and these included Professor Yusuf Lole, Godfrey Rukongwa Binaisa, Paul Muwanga, Obote in another phase, and Tito Okello Lutwa, who had taken over power from his boss, Dr. Apple Milton Obote. Summary of the past presidents of Uganda are President Sir Edward Luwangula Walugembe Mutesa II, who led from 9th October 1963 to 2nd of March 1966. 2. President Apple Milton Obote, who led from 15th April 1966 to 20th January 1971. 3. President Idi Amin Dada, Field Marshal, who led from 20th January 1971 to 11th April 1979. 4. President Yusuf Chironde Lule, who led from 13th April 1979 to 20th June 1979. 5. President Geoffrey Rukongwa Binaisa, who led from 20th June 1979 to 12th May 1980. 6. President Apollo Milton Obote, who led from 17th December 1980 to 27th July 1985. 7. President Tito Okello Lutwa, who led from 29th July 1985 to 26th January 1986. Now, as a result of Obote losing the 1990 presidential elections, Museveni decided to enter bush to fight Obote's bad leadership. He liberated the country in 1986, whereby many Ugandans received President Museveni's victory. Among his 10-point programs which took him to fight were democracy and rule of law. He organized the first ever presidential elections in 1996 and he was declared winner until then to date. President Museveni also won the 2021 general elections, meaning he's still the president of Uganda since 1986 to date, making him the long-lasting president of Uganda with over 35 years in power.